All right. Thank you everyone that joining our webinar for today. Register through Facebook Live. All right. Today we have really interesting topic that we're gonna cover, which is traditional versus drone surveying. Throughout the year, we have been in the drone industry since 2016 with all the experience that we go through and the knowledge we been experienced. So we have been appropriate build up the appropriate drone workflow in surveying industry. So we're gonna cover that topic more in detail after this. So please stay with us until at the end of the webinar. There's a lot of interesting topic that we're gonna cover. All right. We're gonna make it very simple and short. So yeah, let's go. So for today's agenda, we're gonna cover first our company introductions, what Aonic uh, provide as a company, what are solution we offer for you guys, and after that, the survey method, comparison between the traditional and aerial surveying. So we're gonna cover a bit more detail on this to compare between these two methods. And then right after that, I'm gonna show you all the workflow. What are the step by step that we're gonna cover to do the drone surveying? Okay, and then I'm gonna recommend what are the best product from DJI itself, their latest technology, which fit the requirement based on your project requirement. And then at the end of our webinar, we're gonna open up Q&A sessions. So if you guys have any questions during the webinar, please put your question in our chat box. So me and myself and my colleague, we try to answer all your questions in the Q&A sessions. Right? Okay. So without further ado, let's continue with our company introduction. Just a simple brief through. Basically, Ionic, we are the first tier distributor for DJI Enterprise drones. And not only that, we are the Amblit distributor also for GPS or GNS receiver and other industry leading brands across Southern region Asia. Okay. For the services for area mapping, we have covered more than 800,000 of hectare been captured for to process and for the industrial analysis for our clients. So we have covered a lot of this. So we know inside out about the drone industry in survey work. And we have 10 branches across all Malaysia. So if you have any question or inquiry, please contact us or can walk in through any branches. Right? So next. Okay, for better clarification about our company, what we offer, we have five main verticals, which is the first one is agriculture sector, where we provide or supply spraying drones, and then second one industrial, where we supply, like I mentioned, we are the distributor for DJI brand and also MLead. And services, since we have our own expertise, our own resources and knowledge, we can handle all the full scale operations for your fulfillment for your business requirement. And since we have all the branches throughout Malaysia, so you can walk in, come to our branches to get any spare part or drones. And last one, we have our own academy under Drone Academy Asia, which is been approved by CAM, Civil Authority of Malaysia, CAM, to be a pilot training organization to issue the competency cert. So you guys need to go through our drone academy to get the competency cert to apply the permit. All right. So next. Okay, before we dive in into the topic for today, we have poll questions for everyone to us from our side to understand more about our audience here that joining our webinar. Okay, so if you notice on your screen, the question is, do you have ever played a drones or use a drones in your service workflow? So please, uh, for our favor, can help to answer the questions, yes or no. so we better understand between each of us. Okay, we're gonna wait few seconds to see the feedback from our audience all. Have you guys clicked it? Yes or no? Have you ever tried flying any drones before? So we have received a few feedback from you guys. 83% click yes. So I believe most of you guys already been playing around with the drone itself, so you have a bit of understanding on how you operate and handling the drone itself. So it's a good indicator, right? So without further ado, let's dive in into our topic for today. Okay, for topography. So in the survey industry, there's a lot of method that very famous being offered in the market. There's a site surveying, location surveying, construction surveying. I think one of the most very popular is topography surveying. So what is topographical surveying? I think most of you guys here as a surveyor already know, which is to identify the exact location and specification of natural or any features on the land itself to you guys to get more understanding about your land, right? And then not only that, all the information that we survey basically to provide to the architect or our engineer to design their infrastructure, to design their uh, uh, infrastructure basically to have a better fit with our information that we given to them, right? So what are the way that already been implemented at the moment in the market right now? We call it a traditionally or conventional method of survey. Commonly used equipment in the market right now is using the total stations. It's very common. And GNS receiver system, GPS, and that one for hardware side. But for the software side, most of you guys already been used ArcGIS, AutoCAD, Microsoft Excel, etc., etc. So there's a lot of in terms of hardware and software that been used in the market, but generally these are the equipment being used to do the topography survey, okay, conventionally. Alright, what are the advantages using the equipment that I mentioned just now? Where it already been proven accurate by all the surveyor, all the method already been matured enough in the industry, so it's a good way that been go through more than decades. But there's a lot of disadvantage or what I would say challenges or improvement can be made with this existing technology being used for a decades. Okay, first one, it is labor intensity and cost, but this one depend on your project size. So bigger project require a lot of time and a lot of labor to collect all your data. So with that, the time very consuming to get all the required data to cover a big project. Okay, by using the stated method. And then the last one is line of sight obstacle. So this one is very common also, where there's a lot of vegetations or building around you. So it's very hard for to do the surveying using this method. Okay. So what are the comment? Can I have some of your comment? What are the challenges that you've been faced by using the conventional method, like I mentioned just now? You can put inside the comment chat box. I will see what type of challenges that you've been faces right now, other than the point that I've mentioned in the deck. Anyone? Okay, so okay, I will go through first on our point in the deck. Okay, so you guys are already well aware on the how the conventional method already been done in the industry. So right now, some of you guys didn't know, not well aware about how the drone are been implemented to do the survey work. So for this webinar, I'm gonna cover about that specifically, so you guys have more understanding by using a drone to do the survey flow. Okay. So what are the equipment used to do the drone surveying? So the first one, basically, you're using the survey grade drones. So from DJI side, there's a lot of model that are used as a survey grade drones, like Phantom 4 RTK, Mavic series. There's a new Mavic 3 series Enterprise, and also Matrix 300 RTK with P1 and L1. That one I'm gonna cover more in detail after this. And the next one is the GNS receiver system. So this one is a GPS. This one is optional based on what kind of a requirement you are required using the topography. I will cover a little bit about this. Is related to the accuracy itself. Okay, and then the last one is the ground control point. So also optional based on your requirement, like I mentioned just now. Okay, so before we start on the method and the workflow, just want to clarify in terms of the accuracy itself. So in terms of the accuracy, there's I would say two main different. Okay, one is relative accuracy, and then another one is absolute accuracy. So what's are the difference between these two? Okay, for the relative accuracy, is basically you want to measure a distance, a point between a point on a map, and to measure on length, the area, and the volume. But you cannot get the proper exact location on the map itself because it is a relative. But if your work requirement, your project requirement required a measurement and also the exact point location on the map itself, then there's no other way, you have to get the absolute accuracy. This is where, like I just mentioned just now, the GPS receiver is compulsory. Okay, so if you didn't require the exact location, then the GPS is optional for you. Only the survey grade drone is more than enough for relative accuracy. Okay. Okay. Alright. So what are the workflow for the drone surveying? So the first one is the plan. Okay, basically you do all your missions inside your remote controller. Right now, DJI already have their own software being pre-installed inside the remote controller, so you can do your pre-plan. How big is your area? What are the area that you want to cover and everything? Everything inside the DJI software. So right now they have a DJI Pilot 2, so you can do all your pre-plan inside the DJI Pilot. Okay, and then the next step after the plan is executions. So already set up all the plan, everything is as you required, what you want to do. Then you go to the site, you just execute what you have planned on the indoor phase. Okay, so during the execution, you fly your drones and make sure your drone fly based on your preset planning. Okay, make sure everything is okay, everything is good, everything is done during the executions, and then you bring back all your data to your office and extract out all the raw data from the drone itself, and you can process it. So this stage, on the process stage, is very interesting, where you can extract a lot of information data that you can extract and given to your clients. Okay, and then the last one, after you get all your data of your result or your reporting, so in the management stage you can do the decision making. Okay, whether is it good enough or not, is it as per required before this. so you can make a lot of decisions based on data that you have received during your missions. Okay, all right, let's move on to the next one. So what are the hardware that we are using for the drone surveying? First one, of course, the most important one is the survey grade mapping drones. So for this, we are using the Mavic 3 Enterprise. It's newly released from DJI itself, called Mavic 3 Enterprise, packed with a lot of features and good to cover your topography mapping. And then the next one is the GPS, the GNS receiver. We are using the Mnet Reach RS2 Plus, and we have a checkboard. Okay, checkboard is used for ground control point that we're gonna put scattered around our area of interest that we're gonna map out. Okay, so right now we are doing the absolute accuracy mapping. Okay, like I mentioned just now, there's a two right, relative, and also absolutes. So right now we are doing the absolute accuracy mapping. So we using the drone survey grade drones, the GNS receiver, and also a checkboard to get the point. Okay, before we go into site, we are on the planning stage, right? Okay, planning stage. So on the planning stage, we are using the Google Earth Pro. It's a software, free software. You can download it even right now in Google. So what are the function? What are the purpose of Google Earth Pro? What we can do inside the Google Earth Pro? Okay, basically you can do your flight mission planning. You can set your boundary. Where are the area that you want to cover or map? And then you can better understand your environment, your environment assessment. Okay, how the elevation, is it low, is it high, is it very hilly, is it flat? So you can have a roughly understanding what the environment looks like. Are there any building inside there? Is it very dense vegetation around there? So you have better understand your environment. Okay, and then another way we can pinpoint where are the location of your ground control point GCP arrangement. So if you see on the right side on the picture, already plan out the boundary, the green color, and also the GCP locations. And then even inside here, you can do a simple measurement annotations to get more understand how far, how big the area that you are cover. So for this one, we cover 10 hectare in our study area. Okay. So with 10 hectare, this is the parameter inside your drones remote controller. So only 10 hectare, very big. We can cover very fast, which is 5 minutes only. Okay. So the drone will fly 100 meter, and the GSD meaning ground sampling distance, is basically the size of your pixel. When you zoom in your picture, right, in your phones, usually you can see the small representative of pixel. So this is the measurement 2.69. So the lower is better. And the overlap picture, from picture to picture, what are the overlap, and the speed we fly is 15. So with 10 hectare we can cover only 5 minutes. So it's very fast, very efficient compared to the traditional where you need to go maybe every 50 feet to measure the point. So you just fly the drones in the 10 hectare coverage, 5 minutes already been covered. Okay, so next is we do the GCP collection or point collections throughout our area of interest. So we collect 4 ground control point scattered around the area of interest, and we make sure the output format is in CSV format, right? Like you see in the screen on the left side. Okay, they got instinct and noting and also elevation, X, Y, and Z. Okay, next. Make sure and also just want to remind the coordinates system we try to standardize from GPS itself and until the drones in WGS84. Okay, and now during the execution, you already plan and then you go to the site and execute your mission just now. Okay, so now we are viewing inside the remote controller on the drone itself. Okay, just to check everything back, make sure all the parameter is good, the altitude, the speed, the overlap, everything is good. Save and then play. Okay, you can rename all your file folder, so better for you to have a good reference later on during your processing. Everything is good, and then you just click execute and the drone itself will go automatically. Okay, we fly at 100-meter altitude from the ground, and even you can see in the remote controller there's a lot of information for the pilots. So right now I just make sure the avoidance system is enabled. So you see the altitude on the middle center of the picture or the video. Okay, there's a progress bar there, altitude, the leg long coordinate of your drones. So right now you're flying at the first point. Okay, so this is the area that I mentioned just now. We done it in the Google Earth Pro, and then we export it into our controller DJI Pilot for planning, and then make sure all the parameter is okay, and then execute. Now the drone are taking the picture. Okay, based on our overlap. Alright. Okay, I think that's so you get the roughly idea how the execution be made. Now after you have done all the after you have done all your acquisitions on the sites, so you go back to your office and draw out all your raw data, your picture, and then you stick on your workstations for processing process. Okay, for the processing we cover a lot of software sites. So there's a lot of software in the market right now that you can process all your data to get more informations. First one, from DJI site itself, they have their own software, which is called DJI Terra for processing to stitch all your map to get the bigger picture. And then very common third-party software in the market right now is ArcGIS. I think everyone here well known already, and Global Mapper. So these are some of the software that are widely used on the survey market. So there's still very lots of software that you can use. So here are the some of the software that I will cover on. Okay. So you extract all your the picture, and then we are using DJI Terra to stitch all your picture to get a big map. Okay. So how you do that, right? So you transfer all your picture inside the workstation that have DJI Terra, and then open up your DJI Terra, create a new project under photogrammetry. Okay, create a new project, and then upload all your picture there. Okay, in one folder. So if you notice in the software itself, there's a like a dot 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 there. So the dot there is basically your flight route. So you know every movement, every line of route, there's a picture there. So everything here look very nice and been well captured by the drone itself. Okay, if everything is good, then you export your CSV. These GCP collections, the point collection you have done collect using your GNS receiver. So this one we are using the Mlit Rich RS2. So you import it in the CSV format, right? They have a northern easting and also the elevation, that's Y and Z. So the software itself, when you upload the CSV file, it will detect where are the location of your GCP. So you notice there on the picture, bottom left, there's a location of your GCP. So you need to pinpoint to tell that the first point, control point, is located there. Second, where is it? Third, where is it? And fourth, where is it? Okay, just assign the picture where is the location. Everything is done. You have done go through all the 4 GCP. If you get 5 GCP, and then after that you start your constructions. Select high quality, select your coordinate. Make sure if you want to localize your coordinates, you can also choose that. So in Malaysia, GDM 2000 or RSBO Brunei Timbalai. So you can set that in the DJI Terra. So inside the DJI Terra, we have localized Malaysia coordinate system. Okay, so up to you. You can choose either one. After you select all of that, high quality coordinate system, GCP already been put inside it, and then you can start your constructions. Okay. After you done construction, basically it will show all the picture. Okay, right now, after you get all your photogrammetry picture big map, you can import all the data, all the information to the second software, which is ArcGIS. Okay, so in this stage, is basically we try to extract more data from the map itself. Okay, other than just a big picture, we want to get more analyzed kind of a detail from your land itself. So from ArcGIS, you can do DSM, surface modeling, DTM, terrain modeling. You get only the terrain, and then your boundary, your contour, elevations, slope. So there's a lot of features being provided in the ArcGIS, and you can do a very well mannered reporting like this one. You can see a unique template. So here are the boundary that we all this picture is basically based on our previous project. Okay, so right now we are seeing in the screen is the in the plantation estates. Okay, not only it can do all the boundary, also it can tree tag the tree itself to tree count. Okay, tree sensors. Right, next. Okay, so this a further step, further level of analysis where we do digitalizations. Okay, so you can digitalize your map to get the boundary, to further analysis basically the route, the road, the river, any tree that are not uh, healthy enough. You can detect that. You can show in the reporting. Okay, like this one on the right side, we combine almost quite a lot of information that been showing the elevations, the contour, the boundary. So everything you can do inside the ArcGIS on the software sides. So up to you, up to the end user requirement, what they are looking at, what they want basically. Okay, so that's the idea, right? Okay, so that's is basically it for the reporting wise on how we do the survey using a drones. Okay, so you get more idea what are the workflow, the general workflow. Okay, what are the advantage? So basically, this one also been proven to verify the accuracy, and it can cover a large amount of data and can be obtained very quickly. Like just now, only 5 minutes it took to cover 10 hectare, so it's very fast, very efficient. Okay, and then other than that, not only you can get just point, but using a drone you get your land picture, so you can visually see what is going on your land itself. So you can see all the tree, the building, the route. There's a car there, maybe the field, so you can see visually. Other than the conventional method where everything is just a point and the description of the point. Okay, so more information basically you can get using a drones. And then another thing is reduction in cost per hectare. Because of the using a drone, you can cover a lot more ground compared to the conventional method. Okay, all right. So you have understand a lot more into in depth about the workflow on doing the drone surveying. Okay, now what are the recommend drone surveying grade drones that available in the market right now? So from DJI itself, they actually just announced a new technology, a new product, which is called Mavic 3 Enterprise. So Mavic 3 Enterprise equipped very high grade survey grade drones that are very fit for surveying basically. Okay, they have two camera, telecamera for zooming. Okay, you can zoom in up to 56 hybrid zoom, and also wide camera for third CMOS sensor. And they have a mechanical shutter also, where it avoid any blurry image during your acquisitions. Okay, so if you notice why there's a telecamera, so not only you can do the survey mapping, you can do also inspections. So using a zoom, you can do a building inspection. So like two in one. Okay. So just a key highlight. What are the big improvement have been made based on the previous model from DJI itself in the enterprise versions. So one is a larger sensor where you can cover big picture, and then second they have a mechanical shutter. Okay, mechanical shutter to avoid any blurry image during your acquisitions. And then the photo interval is very fast, only took zero point 0.7 seconds in between picture, so you can move your drones very fast to cover more ground basically. And then they have the supporting RTK module for your drone itself. So if you want to do the RTK, real-time kinematic corrections, Mavic 3 Enterprise do support that. If you don't want the RTK module, up to you, it's optional. And then the last one is a low light capability, so you can ensure that everything is very clear. Even though there's a cloudy, your picture will still look very nice and clear. Okay, alright, so you can book yours now for 14,800. We are readily have the stock at the moment. So if you are interested to have more in detail about the drone itself, no need to worry. You can reach us through our websites or any our social media, or even can email to us or contact us anytime. Okay, we really glad to help you guys of your inquiry. All right, another thing, there's another poll questions from you guys. Anyone here that are licensed surveyor in the audience? Basically, right now, Lembaga Juruko Tanah Malaysia, they offer a subsidiary supporting for all the licensed surveyor. Do you guys well aware of that? You can click yes or no in our poll questions to get better understand you guys, just to refresh. Actually, there's a supporting from our government for LJT, any licensed surveyor, to improve or using a newest technology for their survey work. Alright, right now 67 from the audience mentions they didn't know about this. Alright, so basically just to clarify everything, Lembaga Juruko Tanah Malaysia, they offer until this December, end of December, to support all the licensed surveyor up to 25,000 ringgit Malaysia to upgrade their equipment in survey or their office equipments. So this another way I would say is a good method or support been given to our government. So if you guys have that, still did not use that, maybe you can try to invest and take a look on the drone method that have mentioned just now. What are the advantage that you can achieve by using a drone to implement into your survey workflow? Okay, so it is a good way, being support by the government. You can use it 25,000 before this December. Okay, you can apply it and get your drones and book yours now. Right? Okay, hopefully that's clear things up. Or you have any question about the LJT, you can contact us also. We have insight on it, on how the process and everything. Okay. Alright, let's move on to the Q&A questions. So we have received a few questions from the audience itself. Okay, let me first questions. Are we required license to fly the drones? Okay, at the moment, basically we not saying it's a license, but it more it's a competency RCOC. Okay, so any commercial works for business solution using a drones under 20 kilogram, you have to apply a permit under CAM. Okay, the flow is actually JPAM and CAM, but for permit application, CAM will check the pilot that apply the permit, is it competent enough or not. So they already uh, implement, they have already audit this training organization to issuing this competency. So our drone academy is one of it that been approved by CM to issue this competency. So basically, yes, you require a competency, not license, to fly the drones commercially. Okay. Okay. Next questions is, what if in the middle of that missions it's raining? Can I stop the flight and continue later? Yes, you can. Okay, so the drone itself, they are not waterproof drones. They have not waterproof equipment. So during your flight missions, so suddenly it rain, you can pause your mission actually and return back to home. And maybe you can wait a few minutes after the rain been settled down, stop raining, and then you can continue back the same missions. You just play it back and you will start back where is the last point that you have paused. So you just continue back where is it. Okay, so you can do, you can pause and stop during the raining. Okay, next question. Can I convert WGS84 to another format using DJI Terra, or can I set the while taking a raw data using M3E? Right. So the question is to convert the coordinate system WGS84 inside the DJI Terra or inside the drone. Okay. So inside the DJI Terra, yes, you can convert the coordinate system to localize GTM 2000, Timbalai, and anything else. Okay, inside the DJI Terra, sure can. But inside the drone itself, basically any drone, DJI drones, you cannot change the coordinate system. Okay, so it already been standardized. It will record in WGS84 only inside the drones. So usually on the side, what we recommend is that make sure you standardize all your coordinate system WGS84, and then after you compile all your drone data, your GPS data together inside the software, then after that you convert it to your localized coordinate if you want to localize it. Okay, that's the another way of using or doing that. Okay, to convert your coordinate system. Hope that answer your questions. Okay, next one. Can I pair Mavic 3E drone with another GNS base station other than MLIT? Alright, DJI drones is a yes, you can compare it with any other GPS in the market right now. You just make sure that the what are the format been export inside the GNS receiver as per required in the software sites. So usually for GCP collections, we export the format from the GNS receiver in the CSV format. So if your GPS receiver can export CSV format, then that's no problem for that. Okay. So yeah, Mavic 3E can pair it with other brand for GPS. Any other questions from our audience in the chat box? If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to type in your question inside the chat box. I will try to answer all your questions clearly. Okay, anyone? Any questions for the audience? Looks like everyone here very clear with the presentation itself. The traditional method versus the drone survey method. So there's a lot of still some of you guys still didn't know this drone surveying. So this one of the step of method way for us as a drone player to try to share our knowledge with everyone to. Yep. Okay, we got one questions from Mr. Suryadil Muhammad, or our best friend. Can you share the comparison between M3E and P4RTK? Okay, inside the slide, inside the deck, I didn't put the comparison, but I can tell you verbally. The main difference between M3E and P4RTK, one is the RTK module option. Okay, inside the P4 RTK, it already been bundled in. Inside the box, you cannot exclude it in the drone itself. But for the M3E, you can as an optional. So that is one of the way they can cut the cost for the drone itself for any surveyor to try out the drone surveying industry using a drones. Okay, comparison between the speed and quality. Okay, for the speed, like I mentioned just now, uh, the photo interval for the M3E, it can capture very quick, which is 0.7 seconds. And for the Phantom 4 RTK, the fastest it can capture between picture is 2.5 seconds. So there's a big gap between these two. So with the faster interval picture from M3E, it can fly very fast throughout your missions. Then you can cover more ground compared to the P4 RTK, right? Then what else? Quality. Okay, based on quality, that one will be mainly factored by the sensor used inside your drone. Okay, so Mavic 3E have much bigger sensor size compared to the Phantom 4 RTK, where Phantom 4 RTK only use 1 inch sensor, and Mavic 3E use 4/3 inch camera sensor. So bigger sensor, much more detail, much more basically yeah detail, and you can get more accurate in terms of data and accuracy during your mapping. So that's a big difference between the M3E and P4 RTK. Photo interval, larger image sensor. Hope that question answer your question, Mr. Suryadil. Thank you very much for the question. Any other questions from the audience? Okay. Okay. Seems like everyone here well aware and understand. Okay. So anyone that interested with the drone surveying or anything regarded to the drones, you can scan the QR code on your screen right now if you are viewing on your laptop or your workstations. Okay, if you any one of you are interested with the product itself, you can book yours now and just scan the QR code. All right. So good news for anyone at Sabah. Okay, on 22nd and 23rd November, we have demo sessions that we go through at the Palace Hotel Kota Kinabalu. So it's very good news for everyone at the Sabah. If you have any friends, relative, or anyone at the Sabah that are interested with the drone itself, please tell them that we are going there on 22nd and 23rd November. So please, you can register yours, sign up for free at event@ioni.com, DJI Sabah. We are really interested to showcase you guys all the latest technology from DJI itself, with specifically Mavic 3 Enterprise series. So if you are available on that date, please register and join us for the demo sessions. Okay, you can contact us through our email sales.my@ioni.com, or you can contact us through call 0356260001. And if you are nearby to our office at Cyberjaya, please feel free to drop by. We can arrange for demonstrations to better understand hands-on on the equipment itself. And please contact us, and we can arrange for the demonstration or any inquiries from your side. Thank you very much, everyone that joining our webinar. Hopefully, the content you get a new understanding, new knowledge from this webinar. Thank you very much for joining. Okay, bye bye.